right, so last week you started off with, like, sexy Wendigo voice.
Uh-huh.
How we're really gonna fucking get that Squarespace bag is if we both start with sexy voice.
All right, got it.
All right.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Finding Monster Rights, a show about finding monsters, right?
That's right.
I found them over yonder myself. My name's Adam.
My name's Allie. Monsters are wherever you want them to be.
Yes, and sometimes they come down to a little town that we call Georgia. And by town, I mean state. And by state, I mean state of mind.
It's a good clarification. There's also a country called Georgia. Can we keep this going?
I don't know. The southern drawl is... Drawl. I'm doing air quotes for anyone listening. Is easy to do. One of my easier voices. But let me tell you what. Devil went down to Georgia, and you can too.
Yeah, today we're doing a song episode that we haven't done in a while, and we are doing The Devil Went Down to Georgia. This is also our first devil-centric episode, and hence I'm kind of putting on a little more Liz than normal in this one.
I see.
Yeah,
no, we haven't done a song since LL Cool J's Shark Human Hybrid.
Oh, yeah. No, that was multiple Januaries ago.
Yeah, and now we're getting all into it with this. One of the more famous monster songs there is, besides, I guess, the Monster Mash?
Well, it's monster in the larger sense of the word. I think most people don't count the devil as a monster.
I guess so.
I think most people hear monster and they think of, like, three guys.
The devil is the subject of the first line and the title.
This is true.
We get into that mindset as soon as we get started on this project.
One interesting thing about the concept of the devil in this, it's very akin to, like, some of the Jack stories, for example, that we covered a few Halloweens ago, where the devil is, like, a weird little fairy creature who you can trick and like, play games with. Very
mortal of all, like, the devil appearances.
Very, yeah. Like, originally the devil, like, is kind of like a synthesis of Zoroastrian lore that was picked up by the Hebrews in the Babylonian exile. And before that, there wasn't really, like, God and then evil secret God. Ooh, shh. Look out.
The no-no God.
This is the no-no God.
God of the dark. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, spooky dark God. Spooky dark God does things that you're not allowed to do.
Yeah, it's funny how kind of cartoonified the devil has come over the years.
Yeah, I think, like, there's not really stories in the Bible about, like, you know, when Jesus casts demons out of people, he's not like, oh yeah, well, we'll play rock, paper, scissors for it.
Aw,
now I have to go away.
I lost. Jesus lost for once.
Oh, no. Well, that's the thing. I know about this song chiefly from Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, of course, as do many people in my age group.
Yeah, I would say that's a very popular destination for this knowledge.
Now, I looked up that version, and I read the Wikipedia bit, and I read the following. Daniels objected to this version on the grounds that the devil may win the contest, which he referred to as violating the very essence of the song.
Oh.
My brother in Christ, it is a video game. You can't just have an automatic W because you're fucking horny for killing the devil.
I get that. There's some... Honestly, there's some, like, true creatives out there that are... I respect their stance on their work. I think that was another common thing when it came back to... What was it? It was Space Jam? Did you hear this? That
no.
Was it like Chuck Jones like hated the concept of Space Jam because he's like, look, first of all, number one, Bugs Bunny doesn't need no fucking help.
Well, hell yeah. I have
Bugs Bunny
can
clown on those Monstars any day of the week in 7 minutes flat. He doesn't need to call on no Michael Jordan.
Let him cook.
Yeah, so I like that. Like, look, you don't understand. This is not true to the experience of this tale. The devil must always be defeated.
Yeah, well, you know what they call an enemy who is always defeated.
A loser?
A victim.
Oh. Whoops.
Like, it's to the point where, like, if you keep, like, tricking the devil into, like, turning into a coin so he can't leave the coin purse, or, like, you turn him into a fish and then you eat him, or, like, you turn him into, like, a human butt and then, like, you make him fart too much and so he explodes or whatever, or you beat him in a fiddle contest, or you make him climb a tree and then you cut a thing into the tree so he can't come back down, like... You're talking about, like...
You're basically building empathy for this character.
You are! It is building empathy. You are turning the devil into a poor little meow meow.
The second line of this song, which I'm sure we'll get closer into in just a moment here, is that the devil was in a bind because he was way behind. Like, immediately he is painted as a sympathetic character. He's overworked. He's not meeting deadlines.
Mm-hmm. So, let's just get into it.
Yeah, okay.
So, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. So, the devil went down to Georgia, which first off implies that Georgia is beneath hell.
Georgia's south of hell?
Georgia is south of hell. And he was looking for a soul to steal. All right, yeah, that's what he does.
Well, hang on. Usually, stealing is like, thievery, that type of work. It's really done because, like, I'm so desperate. I got nothing else to do. But he makes a deal, though. So he's very lawful, the devil.
Very.
In this tale.
The devil, in the first, I think, chronologically written story in the Bible in which the devil appears, is Job. Where Satan, the accuser...
Satan!
The Satan, the accuser, just kind of shows up in, like, God is holding court, and he's like a sky king, which never happens in any of the... There's no other book of the Bible besides Job that opens up, like, fade in on God, just, like, on a normal day, you know?
Yeah, he's not having, like, a birthday party.
He's getting...
with all the other entities just hanging out there.
He's getting a cup of coffee, and it says, like... World's best dad, son, and also a ghost.
Good, very good. A plus, 10 out of 10.
Thank you. Some fucking quality refrigerator magnet humor for you. So, the devil just kind of like, not the devil, the Satan shows up and starts making opening statements, like making a case about this Job character that they've just decided they're gonna just like pick him up and put him in a little like terrarium.
A terrarium of trouble for Job. A
terrible terrarium. And they're just gonna, like, feed him lettuce and see what happens.
We're gonna fill it with a little parasites and moss.
They do a great
Good
job.
luck, Job.
There's an episode of Good Omens Season 2 that does a great job of the whole Job story.
No spoilers. I'm on the last episode of the first season.
Oh, good. You are watching that.
Yeah, we were talking about the Discord. Join us at the Discord so you can talk about Good Omens too.
Yeah, but essentially they get a lot of mileage out of the scene in the Bible where it's like, and all of Job's children died, but don't worry because then he had more kids afterwards. That's the same, right? What?
You realize that is worse.
You do realize that's like, what the fuck is this weird perspective that this story is written from where children are like quarters, you know, where it's like you go to Aldi, right? And you put like a quarter in the cart so you can carry it with you. And then you put it back in the thing and you put the chain in the thing and then you get another quarter out. Like,
I was thinking more like life's an arcade where you spend all your quarters, then you go. You turn your 20 into more quarters.
Job, my beloved servant, you have truly held your faith through these troubles that have been beset upon you, and so you shall...
so much, Almighty!
And so you shall have 3 more different kids and a plastic spider ring.
Hooray!
It glows in the dark, so do the kids. Whoa!
Not this way, I can't lose them again.
Oh, you can. To cancer that they'll get.
Oh, it's very sad.
I...
That explains why they were glowing.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped upon a hickory stump and said, "Listen, motherfucker."
He said, "Boy, let me tell you once."
Guess you didn't know, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. You can play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, because I think I'm better than you.
So, a fiddle of gold
Too heavy to play.
ain't a good fiddle.
Not a great thing to make.
They use wood for a reason. I think that the devil using this fiddle is not very helpful.
Maybe
to his playing.
I think you need to kind of be the devil in order to play this fiddle effectively, you know?
I see. Well, yeah, I guess if greed is one of the deadly sins, so gold is like a power-up to the devil.
You know what else is a deadly sin is pride?
Yes.
The boy said, "My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'm gonna take your bet you're gonna regret, because I'm a bet." You be Johnny.
The boy said, "My name's Johnny. That might be a sin, but I'll take your bet. You're gonna regret, because I'm the best there's ever been."
It might be a sin, but I'll do it anyway.
Ah.
Interesting. The devil has already officially won.
Yeah, the devil did tempt Johnny here.
This is a devil after my own heart. This is not, as we talked about in Bill's Cypher episode. You gotta listen to a lot. There's a lot of required reading for this one, gang. But I'm not a pact demon. I'm more of a, tempt you to sin demon. And that is what the devil's doing here.
Well, I will say, has Johnny exposed a loophole in the system? Because he's like, this might be a sin. This might damn me to hell. However, this is for my soul. So the devil doesn't automatically get my soul from doing this.
That's... Okay, explain the difference between going to hell and the devil getting your soul.
Well, the devil goes to hell with your soul. So that's how that goes. I guess, I don't know. If you beat the devil in a contest for your soul, do you automatically go to heaven?
Oh, wait, you know what happens?
What's that?
You get a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, right. Again, a lot of episodes lead up to this one.
Yeah, well, okay. In short, there are many Jack stories about Jack tricking the devil into, he climbs a tree and carves a crucifix into it so that...
Yeah. All you need to know about Jack is that he's a feller. He's a tricky feller.
He's a tricky feller. He's done some bad things. The devil's like, "It's time to take your soul." And it's like, "Wait, can we get a drink first?" And it's like, yeah, sure, I guess. We may as well. Before I take your soul. And then,
the devil gets so drunk that he goes to church. And then Jack gets incriminating photos of him.
Wait, you can't show those. Well, give me 10 more years, and then we got a deal. Fine.
I will say, Jack is a nickname for John.
Interesting. Correct.
So... funny that our protagonist here is named Johnny.
Yeah. So the point is, Jack is a son of a bitch, so he can't go to heaven. And also, he tricked the devil and pissed him off, so the devil's like, "You're not going to hell either." And it's like, "But what am I supposed to do?" And so the devil gave him, a little, a turnip or a pumpkin or something. It depends on what continent you're on when you tell this story, with a flame in it. And is just like, "All right, so now you gotta wander the fucking earth. Good luck, buds. See ya."
He gives him a hollow penguin with a flame inside.
Why a penguin?
Depends on your continent.
Oh.
That's the way the tale goes. So yeah, maybe Johnny's kind of fucking himself out of heaven, going to heaven in this situation.
Well, we'll see how it goes. So
yeah.
Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard. I guess that's the thing you gotta do, is you gotta dip your bow in, some fucking fiddle juice. Because hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get the shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul. It's not really a fair trade, is it?
No, and it like I said earlier about greed, it kind of speaks to that. Where I think Johnny's in trouble. Morally here, if he attempts to win gold by going to hell.
I feel like it's not even greed.
No?
Because, like, a soul is more valuable than a fiddle made of gold, like, on the face of it. And that makes this even more prideful.
Yeah, it depends on what plane you're on, I guess. Gold spends a lot harder here than souls.
Souls spend a lot harder in hell, and in heaven, they trade in, I don't know, how many, like, fucking songs you sing about why the king is so great.
The devil flipped his case, and he said,
I'll start this show.
And fire flew from his fingertips as he roasted up his bow. And he pulled the bow across the strings, and it made an evil hiss. Then a band of demons joined in. It sounded something like this.
You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads and you walk through the door. Everyone else in the room can see. Alright. No, but really.
I was thinking of like a real...
But really, and a band of demons joined in, and it sounded something like this.
It's Friday, coming down this Friday. Yeah, various hellish tunes.
No, come on, we can do this all day. Oh, we can't sing this, but the Paul McCartney Christmas song.
Yeah, that's the one that gets banging out there.
Yeah, between Thanksgiving and December 26th, if me or Adam can go the entire month without hearing that song, we win.
Yes, play along at home. Any version counts.
Any version counts. It starts...
It does not count if someone plays it to try and get you out.
That's an important point, yeah. Oh, that's a rule that originated because my dad is a dick. Yeah, and also it starts as soon as you swallow the last bite of Thanksgiving turkey. I like that part. That's very mythical.
Oh, wow.
So theoretically, you could just hold turkey in your mouth for the entire month and be, like, just run around like an invincibility star.
So if I just had finished my Thanksgiving leftovers today, if I heard the song on Black Friday, am I forgiven?
Oh.
It just did not count?
I think it's the last bite of Thanksgiving dinner. If you save food from Thanksgiving and then eat it at a later date, that's a separate dinner.
Oh.
Unless
no.
that's the only thing you ate. Unless you only ate those in between. So did you hear it on Black Friday?
Allie, I got out on day one.
Oh no!
It was very, very sad. I was sitting there putting decorations on the tree and Christmas music was playing. And I'm just like, I said, I'm really playing with fire here. Listen to Christmas music. Anything could be played. And the next song, Allie, the next song.
You said it might be Paul McCartney jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. And then you were like, it might be a sin, but I'm going to take your bet. You're going to regret. I'm the best. Ah, fuck.
Yeah. It was the Kelly Rowland version, but the Paul one was shortly to follow. It was a bad time. So.
Oh man. Well, hey, I've gotten out on Black Friday before, and I run ad blockers, obviously, on YouTube and stuff, so I don't normally see ads, but with the recent changes, like, it plays, like, little, like, it sometimes plays, like, the first, like, 2 seconds of the ad, and then just skips forward. So there's a non-zero chance that I'll get an ad with that song in it this season, but I think I'm gonna make it. You know why?
Yeah. Oh, why's that?
In the words of your destroyer, Kelly Rowland, I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up,
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Back to the song at hand. When the devil finished, Johnny said, well, you're pretty good, old son. Let's sit down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done. Yeah, Johnny plays 4 different fiddle bits from assorted folk songs. And
he played Fire on the Mountain, Run Boys Run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, baking out dough. Granted, as dogs by no child, no. Now, amusingly, on the Genius lyrics page, it's in brackets, it says non-demonic violin piece.
I guess that means angelic violin piece.
I guess it means human, because I don't think the angels are on his side.
Yeah, that's a good point. He did say it was a sin.
Yeah.
I actually, before this recording, compiled various fiddle tutorials on YouTube of people doing these various segments. And you said you'd splice them together to make a what Johnny actually played?
Yeah, so it sounds something like this. However, when you texted me about that, I was like, well, my task is clear. I have to come up with what the devil played.
Oh, okay. Wow, I that's not what I figured for that. I thought you were going to attempt to perform those songs with a fiddle yourself.
Oh my god, if I had a fiddle, I would be bad at it. Of course not.
I know. That's a very difficult instrument, but if I would love to have do that whole bit of this song.
That would be cool.
Imagine someone doing a live performance of this, but they instead of doing the actual Devil Went Down to Georgia, they did these bits. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. So Charlie Daniels told Song Facts that the idea for this song came from a poem he read in high school called The Mountain Whippoorwill by Stephen Vincent Bennett. First off,
I looked that up.
Never trust a man with 3 names. Second off, whippoorwills. We learned about them last time we went down south back in January.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, Travis was talking about them.
Oh, okay.
More fucking required reading. So anyway, the poem of the Mountain Whippoorwill tells the story of a mundane fiddle contest held in Essex County. It's just a bunch of fiddle players, old Dan Wheeling, little Jimmy Weezer, Big Tom Sargent, or the protagonist of the poem, plays a song with the following lyrics. Fire on the mountain, snakes in the grass, Satan hears the billin', the Lord let him pass. Go down, Moses, set my people free. Pop goes the weasel through the old Red Sea. Jonah sitting on a hickory bough. Up jumps the whale, and where's your prophet now? Rabbit in the pea patch, possum in the pod. Try and stop my fiddle's getting hot. Whippoorwill singing through the mountain, hush, hush. Whippoorwill shouting from the burning bush. Hush and bush don't rhyme. Whippoorwill crying in the stable door. Sing tonight as you never sang before. And it goes on. But
Yeah.
And just ends hell's broke loose, hell's broke loose, hell's broke loose in Georgia. And Hell's Broke Loose in Georgia itself is the name of a old fiddle song that dates back to the 1860s. The first recording is in 1925. It was popular in the 1860s because of Sherman's March to the Sea. And it goes back to at least the 1830s, though.
Wow.
But I think this is the song that the devil played.
Oh, okay.
Let's go back to that. So, fire on the mountain, snakes in the grass, Satan hear a billin', oh lordy, let him pass. This is a song about Satan just doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, clearly.
Jonah sitting on a hickory bough, up jumps a whale, and where's your prophet now?
Fuck.
Whippoorwill shouting from the burning bush. That's very appropriating. That's very, taking something neat that God did one time and going, actually, this is mine now.
Yeah, just kind of clowning on God, which is real devilly.
Yeah. C.S. Lewis in Paralandra has a bit where demons can't, it's like the Tolkien thing of, evil can't create, it can only corrupt. It's you can't create your own imagery, you gotta take God's.
Yeah, so that's why he's singing through the burning bush.
However, I do think I'm very creative. Anyway, the devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat.
Yeah, I saw a really funny YouTube comment on this that basically said, my favorite part of the song is that there's no third party judging. The devil just knew right away that Johnny was playing straight fire.
Which, there's a comment on the Guitar Hero 3 version that says this is one of the only versions where Johnny is better.
Oh, okay.
Now, let's talk about the two, bits that are played in the song. Now,
in the actual song itself, the devil's portion is very, very low and dark sounding.
He's kind of cheating because a band of demons joined him, but then again, I guess that was never specified. You know what? That's not cheating then. That's how devils really cheat.
Oh, that's very much a devil move. I got a whole band of demons here. Good luck doing this by yourself.
That's why Jews and Catholics are so common in the practice of law.
That because there's usually a band of demons on the other side?
No, because those two religions are particularly, like, rules heavy. Like, there's not, like, a canon... There's not, like, a code of canon law for, like, Lutheranism. That's just like, fuck, I don't know. Do whatever, man. I'm Martin Luther. Let's nail things to doors.
Yeah, where the devil's more contract-based and is, like, pulling, I guess, Air Bud rules out that he can't bring a band with him.
Exactly. It is Air Bud logic. But also, like, it sounded something like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly that. This is not the greatest song in the world. This is just a tribute.
I was about to say that exactly. Like, yes, it's not... This is just our best approximation of what went down here.
Scientists aren't sure. Musicologists are still reconstructing the devil song.
Yeah. This is our best attempt at it. So maybe it's a little more infernal, the actual ongoings.
For some reason, I'm an omnipresent narrator. I'm an omniscient narrator for Johnny's part and for the rest of the song, but not for this, where you have to base it on.
Yeah, well, I like it too because then the spotlight switches over to Johnny, and does the old, and now it's the hometown favorites. Like, he kind of plays the hits, is the way that I think he wins this contest.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, he goes through like all these, like, all the classic known stuff. He doesn't freestyle. He's like, I'm gonna put my faith in all these ditties that like everyone knows here. I also wanted to posit something about his picks. Is this a holy quartet that he summons here? Is there something magical about his selections?
Well, let's see. The songs are Fire on the Mountain, The House of the Rising Sun, Chicken in the Bread Pan Picking Out Dough as a lyric from Ida Red.
Yep. And
Granny Will Your Dog Bite. Which sounds like one of those songs that plays in Where in the USA is Carmen Sandiego.
I looked up the lyrics to Granny Does Your Dog Bite. It's very much it's just one of those old school Fable like songs where it's like, do your ears hang low? Except don't look up that one. I first saw these, and when I saw the third one is about chickens snacking, I'm like, oh. And because I have Good Omens on the mind, I'm like, are these the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse that he summons with this?
Oh, man. Well, do the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, I think they work with the devil, right? Or they work with the beast.
Yeah, the Antichrist, son of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's right. I didn't make any bigger connections more than Chicken and Bread Pan Picking Out Dough is a famine song.
Okay, Granny Does Your Dog Bite.
Granny, old imagery.
Death. Well, if a dog bites you, you might get sick.
House of the Rising Sun's about, like, New Orleans, from what I gathered. And, like, a cool bar that's down there. It's not... There's nothing more about it.
Isn't the House of the Rising Sun supposed to be, like, a house of ill repute? Or, like, something like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Getting a little bit drawly this episode. I don't know what's up with
that. It's about this ill repute house down there.
Yeah, it's been the ruin of many a poor girl and me. Oh God, I'm one. Mm-hmm. But like, so is that pestilence or death, war, pestilence, and plague?
Conquest.
What about death?
Death is it goes conquest, war, famine, death.
What the fuck's the difference between conquest and war?
And like, what's famine and pestilence? Like, it's there's a lot of. Ones there. Conquest, I guess, is gaining territory, but how do you do that without war?
Yeah, like, just like someone leaves you land or something in their will.
Yeah, but the music that plays, even though it's not the songs themselves, is crazy catchy. This is the heart of it. This is when it's almost like the music goes to the people and they start stamping their feet as they listen to this. And I think maybe if it's a numbers game, and like, the devil's got his band and stuff, but Johnny has like all of the crowd of folk on his side when he's playing these.
Anyway, the devil laid that golden fiddle down on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, "Devil coming back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch." I'm the best there's ever been. Now, in most radio edits of this song, he says son of a gun.
Yes, he does.
But the original lyrics are, you son of a bitch.
Which is pretty awesome. He didn't just beat the devil at a fiddle game. He then calls him a bitch, a son of a bitch.
Wait a minute. The devil's dad is God.
Oh, whoopsie daisy. Do you think that last line speaks to the corruption that's gone here with Johnny?
It must, right? Like, there's no way he's getting into heaven now. He took, like, a prideful, like, he staked his immortal soul.
So, Johnny, let me take a look here at your life record.
I bet you'll find nothing bad in there.
Let's see. Well, you had a wife and a son. Right. Lived a good 70 years. It seems here that you bet your soul to the devil.
Yeah, but I won because I know that I'm fucking awesome. Probably better than you even.
You are the best that's ever been. I have that here very specifically, several times.
Yeah, better than you.
But it does say, hang on, quote, I done told you once, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm the best there's ever been.
That's my son! How dare you!
Wait, hang on. What if you take this fiddle, and I'll take this fiddle, and we'll see if I can get into heaven?
Well, this fiddle is made of gold. It's very valuable. However, I'm dealing songs up here. Don't you know this?
Fiddles are songs, right? Does that count?
I like the idea that Johnny has no, like, singing potential.
I like the idea of God going, oh man, that's good. I like the idea of God going like, what the fuck? No. Go to hell.
Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? I make all the rules.
Do you think I wouldn't follow my own rules?
Haven't you ever heard God doesn't play games?
I've never heard that before. No, actually.
What's that?
God doesn't roll dice.
Yeah, God doesn't roll dice. You get it.
Mm. Now that's a cool line. Like, haven't you heard? God doesn't roll dice. Like,
yeah.
So, little known fact, in 1993, so 14 years after the original, a sequel starring, who fucking did this one?
A lot of people. This is like one of your star-studded sequels. It's a real Good Burger 2 over here.
So, The Devil Comes Back to Georgia was done by Mark O'Connor in 1993. Johnny Cash was the lead singer and narrator. Marty Stewart and Travis Tritt sang as Johnny and the Devil, respectively. And Charlie Daniels played the Devil solo on the fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
So, the lyrics to that are as follows. And let's go, how long have we been recording?
I think we're at 40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, let's run through this pretty quick. So, been 10 long years since the devil laid his fiddle at Johnny's feet, and it burned inside his mind the way he suffered that defeat. In the darkest pits of hell, the devil hatched an evil plan to tempt the fiddle player, for he's just a mortal man. Great plan. The sin of pride, the devil cried, is what will do you in. I thought we had this settled. I'm the best there's ever been. So it switches to Johnny there.
I thought we had this settled. I'm the best there's ever been.
So the devil's like, I can't believe he beat me, but he didn't.
He's like, well, he's prideful. So let me get another swing at this.
Oh wait, actually, the way he suffered that defeat, it doesn't specify that the devil suffered that defeat.
I don't know. Why is the devil like throwing his hat back in the ring? Right? If he's playing the long game.
The devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. That's an ambiguous he. I don't know. So the sin of pride, the devil cried, is what will do you in. So this is what I was saying.
Yeah. About how pride's Johnny's ultimate undoing.
Then it goes into the chorus.
Yeah. Johnny, do you ever know that time keeps marching on? The coldest hour is the one to come just before the dawn. Devil's back in Georgia. Will you stand up to the test? Or will you let the devil be the best? In truth, I hadn't played much since the baby came in June, but give me half a minute and I'll get this fiddle back in tune.
The devil grabbed the golden fiddle out of Johnny's hand and said, "Boy, I'm the fiddle player underground, and I walk along the land." That's not really a great... You'll better just be turning back if you want this boy to win, because practice is the only cure for the predicament he's in.
Now, devil, it'd be a sin if for you to get my bow. You go on back to hell, and to the woodshed I will go.
Johnny, are you practicing, or will your hands grow cold? The devil walks the land and plays a fiddle made of gold. Can you hear the babe a-crying? Will he ever know? The devil wants his daddy's very soul. Alright, I'll stop singing. I'm bad at singing, I know. But...
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're great.
Not really. But... So, Johnny's just going to the woodshed. Didn't ask his wife, "Hey, can I stake my soul that I promised to you?"
Johnny sounds like he's in a loveless marriage.
He does. He doesn't mention the wife once.
I think he's here for the, the babe. This child, this boy. He's in it for the son.
He doesn't mention his wife at all in this song.
No. Mm-mm.
Now,
do you think Johnny was immaculately conceived?
Johnny too.
Johnny too. Yeah, no, Johnny.
Johnny Jr.
God's struck a deal with Johnny. It says if you want to come back to heaven, I'll let you in, but you must carry with you my one and only son.
No, wait. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
He's grown so prideful in the intervening years that he learned cloning technology.
There can only be one giant to walk this earth. And by that I mean, this Johnny will walk this earth over and over and over again.
Like the highwayman.
Yeah. Okay. I think, so he is a clone. His boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the devil wants. Yeah, go on.
Well, actually, no, this is you.
Oh, yeah. Before we play, I want to thank you for letting God's own word ring true. He said he can't be trusted.
Yeah, so what you gonna do?
Well, you get your fiddle, devil, if you think that you can win. Because I beat you once, you old dog, and I can whip your butt again.
Should have said ass. Now, here's an interesting thing. Point to a part in the Bible. Point to a verse where God or Jesus says, "Don't listen to Satan."
So it's... What you're saying is that but what are you going to do? You shouldn't answer that? But if you get to that point, this is not good. A not good conversation to have with the devil.
I mean, the concept of the devil being like Lucifer fallen from heaven, it's based mostly on Paradise Lost or something, which is a book. It's not divinely inspired. It's not canon.
Oh, you mean Adam in Paradise, right?
Yes, yeah, that's the alternate title for Paradise Lost, as we found out. Adam Unparadised.
The last part of the song here is John Brown's green, the devil's red. Mama's little boy loves shortened bread. The devil's dream is that he can win, but Johnny is the best there's ever been.
And then it ends.
Yes, it ends unresolved, the song, but in the video, according to the Wikipedia article, the video shows that Johnny is successful.
No, I did not see the video. Did it?
I did see the video. It's very, very vague. Well, actually, you've got to see this video, by the way.
Okay.
Sending you the link. It's some fun back and forth that they have, but you should get to 4 minutes.
Muting in case it plays the ads. Skateboarding?
Yeah. So it ends with half a frame of the devil looking a little miffed. Then they go into a storybook, and then it ends with Johnny skateboarding away.
You have a child, sir.
Yeah, what's he doing on a skate while he fiddles? He skateboards down the streets.
I guess I kind of pictured this happening in old-timey times. But I guess it does technically take place in 1979. Yeah.
The Johnny Cash parts look like he's a minister, shouting to a open field. And it's a pretty great video. We should definitely link it for all our listeners to check out.
Oh yeah. Now, John Brown's Green, The Devil is Red, My Little Baby Loves Shortenbread, those are also 2 other songs.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
These are more songs that he's dropping to try and win.
My Little Baby Loves Shortenbread is a song from the African American community. The original word is not mama.
Oh.
Yeah. The Devil's Dream is that he can win, but Johnny is the best that there's ever been. I assumed that wasn't really a song, and that was just kind of like a thing they were saying.
Yeah. And I think that the but there implies even in the song that the devils cannot beat Johnny.
Yeah. Now, John Brown's Green.
Mm-hmm.
John Brown, for listeners who aren't intimately familiar with Civil War history, for our non-dad listeners...
yeah.
For our non-dad or AP US history listeners, John Brown was an abolitionist who attacked a government weapons storage facility in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. I went camping in West Virginia about 10 years ago or something with me and my dad and my brother and my uncle. And we went to the wax museum that they have there. And my brother was really hype about this wax museum, and it was kind of weird and lame, but I kind of loved it though.
Here at the Kennedy farmhouse, John Brown prepares for his raid on Harper's Ferry. His plan was to steal guns from the United States arsenal located there. With these guns, John Brown planned to arm escaped slaves and help them set up refuge in the Virginia mountains.
Oh yeah. I think that's what wax museums are for. It's like, look, for some reason this has been a practice for way too long, and we can't stop it. It's unstoppable.
Yeah, shout out to the Harpers Ferry Wax Museum. But John Brown's Green, so John Brown is dead and his body is grass. I looked up the fiddle song that this is, and it's an instrumental, but it's a very happy instrumental, and I don't know if I like that. John Brown, the symbol of militant abolitionism.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of too happy a song to be celebrating a fact that an abolitionist is dead. There's John Brown's body lies moldering in the grave, but his soul is marching on or whatever. That's a bit of a dirge, and that's kind of they ain't ready for this one, the Rebs.
I see exactly what you're saying there.
And that's what Johnny thinks. So let's add slavery to Johnny's list of sins.
Slavery song endorsements.
Created a homunculus.
Look, only so much can happen when you're in Georgia. There's a reason you have to go through hell to get down there. One of the premises for this episode, now that we're closed down, was that what would the third song be about? Maybe it's the situation that we described, where Johnny's finally met his end, and he goes to God to get into the pearly gates.
Yeah,
and realizes that because he fought with the devil and committed all those sins, that he is not welcome in heaven.
Maybe also it's dude, the devil works for me. We're part of the same system here. The bit where he's evil God, that's something that John Milton made up as a bit for a story, but it was a fictional story. Paradise Lost isn't canon, and The Shack isn't canon, despite what a million middle-aged Catholic women think.
Yeah, right.
So and then the devil shows up and is yeah, it was a test, and you failed. I don't live in hell.
Yeah. So, and the devil's basically saying, one way or another, I got your soul. And Johnny says, best 2 out of 3. Basically, the devil, and he tempts the devil.
Ooh.
Into getting into a fiddle contest, where God is the judge this time.
And God will be I don't care who was better. Yes, you're good at fiddling. However, that's not worth a soul. You sinned.
I think it's going to end with the Jack ending. He beats the devil, and the devil's fine, you won't go to hell. And God's you can't go here. And so he wanders the world and plays his song for any who will hear. That Johnny boy, he's a real hero.
Yeah.
In your Guitar Hero 3.
I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul. I think I'm better than you. Johnny, I promised.
I think that's actually a really good storyline for the third song.
Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so we're gonna lay that down right now, right? We have musical talent, and we can do that, and we haven't sung enough this episode.
I do not have. I would need the time to craft the lyrics.
Well, Johnny went to heaven. That's the title.
Yeah. Well, Johnny went up to heaven.
Johnny went up to heaven. There we go. We got it.
Johnny went up to heaven when his time had come.
And he was in a bind because shit was fucked. He was willing to make a deal. That doesn't work.
God said, well, you made too many deals with the devil, son. I'd love to help you out. But dealing with the devil? No thanks, I'm done.
We can't. Oh, okay, well, you did improvise that masterfully, but, like, we can't do this. Well, okay, do you want to write this, do you want to work on this and, like, put this into the episode later? Or, I have a pitch. What if, and I'm putting on my tempting devil face here, what if instead we don't, and we just close out the episode?
Now it's time to go to the final rating place, where we put the devil to rest.
Good. Very good.
So the devil as portrayed in The Devil Went Down to Georgia is a weak figure, right?
Yeah, a very weak figure, a very, like, impotent figure, I would say.
Impotent's a great word for it. Just tries hard, tries to really get Johnny, like, off his game, and, like, breaks the rules and still loses.
Oh yeah, it's very harkens back to, like, the medieval legends where the devil is, like, a weird little, like, punk who you can beat. That's why all of the depictions of the devil from the Middle Ages with the horns and, like, a big butt and, like, a tongue coming out or whatever, like, that's why they look so silly, is because it's mockery. All these fucking religious people do is they take the devil, a servant of their own god, and they just decide this guy's a piece of shit, and they make, like, all these awful depictions, they make mean pictures of him, and they beat the poor boy up. Really put him down. It's a real shame.
It is. Yeah, and it's like, it starts off with him, like, he sounds like a middle manager. He was in a bind because he was way behind. Like, are you kidding me? What kind of devil is this?
He's kind of harried, though. Like you said, that's sympathetic.
Oh, look, he's sympathetic. I get it. But when it comes to the devil, you want a figure that always wins, one way or another.
Honestly, kind of, yeah. It's very, like, it is very a prideful perspective. You want, like, humility. You want to submit to the fact that, like, yes, if I do bad things, I get consequences for that. That's a natural law.
Yeah, precisely. So I will say that I will give the devil points in the tale for being a good sport. Like, despite being beat, the devil bows. The red devil shows reverence to Johnny. Despite
being beat, quote unquote.
Yes. Maybe he's really smiling that he's winning the long game. How that Johnny is destined to travel back to hell.
But canonically, yeah, he's supposed to have been beat. That's the authorial intent. Although, fuck the author.
Right. I also think that Johnny's got his own kind of shadows and troubles there. The devil's a far more like the devil goes at it too. Points for the tenacity of continuing to challenge Johnny.
Yeah, he's not a sympathetic protagonist, Johnny.
Yeah, no, Johnny's the cool guy. Johnny's like, I get why Johnny Cash is telling this tale, because that needs to be a hero that he looks up to. This is he's a daredevil. He says he's the best. A question for you, Allie. Who likes the best?
That's a really good point. You want the underdog.
Yeah, who's on the side of, like, the valedictorian?
This is America. We root for the underdog here. Like, we don't root for, like, in, like, old European fairy tales and stuff, the good guy is always the king or a prince or something. Or, like, a peasant boy who impresses the king or whatever. Who, like, sucks enough royal dick. Who licks enough boots. And, like, in America...
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, the villain is always, like, the evil emperor or whatever in all the movies and shit we make.
Yeah, but in this tale, no, the hero, the good guy is the one. Just because he's not the devil, he's the one that's just the best around, the one that's playing all the hits. Like, he would be on like the top 40 for all time, Johnny. Like that's not where good songs live.
Well, I mean, Carly Rae Jepsen's been in the top 40 a few times, but besides that, yeah.
Yeah. So I give sympathy points to the devil in this tale. I am very tempted to give the devil a 6.66.
What's
because
the inverse of 6.66 out of 10?
I got a calculator right here. 1 second. 0.15. I don't
see how that. Okay, so for the devil, a little bit of sympathy for the devil. I'm sympathetic, but also I think this depiction of the devil is bad.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting at.
I don't like depictions of the devil where it's like, you can trick him. You can trick him if you're good enough at fiddling. You can get away with whatever sin you want. Like,
yeah, it's a clown. He's clowning on the devil.
It rings of the Protestant American kind of perspective of, once saved, always saved. So, like, the same deed done by a bad person or a good person, it depends on which person did it, not whether or not the deed is bad. And this is something that is alien to my upbringing in the Catholic Church before I fell away from it. I like describing myself as a fallen Catholic, because that sounds, right? It sounds...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like, I like that better than, like, ex-Catholic or raised Catholic. I like fallen Catholic, because it's very, like, it's very goth of me. But
yeah,
in Catholic school, they taught us, like, you can, by works alone, be saved. Like, the good deeds are good. But in, like, this other perspective that's, like, kind of unspoken that's common in America is, like, if you're chosen by God, you're fucking golden and you can do whatever you want. You can run a mega church and you can bleed your community dry and you can run for president and you can have sex with your daughter and you can tell Ted Cruz that his wife is ugly and you can put children in camps and you can do, like, 50 scandals a day so that nobody can keep track of you. And
right, you're it's a literally the corruption that we were talking about earlier.
Johnny is just Donald Trump.
I don't like that because he's depicted as a being with talent.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I went a little far there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite. But he's a paladin of sorts. And and sometimes paladins are dicks, and you don't want to spend time with them. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like he's too cool. He's too cool for school. In a way that I think, like, he's high on his own supply. He's not the devil, but damn it, he's the devil, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. He's a bard. He's like, if he were a paladin, he'd be a fucking oathbreaker.
You are correct, yes. A bard. A shitty little twisty bard.
Maybe a multi-class.
Yeah, that uses his charisma to be all like, I'm too cool for school. The school of being too cool. The college of too cool. What's your final rating there then?
For the song itself, I will give it 3.33. For the devil himself, the monster, maybe not the monster of the song, but the devil in general. Well, I mean, that's 10 out of 10 for funskis, but I'll go with 6.66 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, the devil number. The funny devil number.
Funny devil number. Which, back to your stuff about, like, picking up stuff, it's like, this ain't here.
Yeah. In solidarity with the cover that I found pretty entertaining, which is The Devil Went Down to Jamaica, and instead Johnny and the devil just, like, smoke each other's weed and see whose is better.
That's really funny.
I think I'll give the devil 4.2 out of 10.
Nice.
Nice. Let's just do all the funny numbers. The devil of this song, I give 4.2.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. Wage your listenership in a game of fiddling, or just 420 it.
If you hated this episode, share this episode with an enemy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Tell them, like, this is the best thing ever. But before we head out, Allie, I need to bring up our a monthly theme.
Yes, in the beginning of 2023, I selected 12 fanfiction tags from this website that was like, see what your 2023 is going to be like month by month. This month's theme is going to be different fanfiction tags. And it's a new month, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
So the theme for December is Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize. Is that spelled like Nobel?
I'm not sure.
No, it's Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize. I think this officially tips over the list of fanfiction tags to things I don't understand. More than things I understand. Is this just like you receive a Nobel Prize in fanfiction? Is that it?
I guess so. Like, there's a lot of like fictional characters like Iron Man or whatever that could theoretically win a Nobel Prize.
Is that like a common setting for these, where they're just like, it's the award ceremony? It's like, I don't know who's gonna get it this year.
Maybe. Well, like, I'm sure there's more than one story about a character receiving the Nobel Prize.
I guess.
Iron Man winning the Nobel Prize is actually interesting because Alfred Nobel made the Nobel Peace Prize after he invented dynamite. And that's very, that character arc there.
Actually, that does make a lot of sense.
Right?
I think there's no better Nobel Prize tale than the one of Johnny winning a golden fiddle from the devil.
True. Maybe we should give the devil the Nobel Prize.
What's it, best attempt?
Nobel Prize for Best Actor. Nobel Prize for Best Original Score goes to the devil.
Yeah, well, the devil it lost the fight, but it did inspire a pretty neat song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the Nobel Prize this year is a Grammy.
There we go.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And next time you come down to Pennsylvania, have yourself a good time instead.
Next time you come down to Pennsylvania, have yourself a good time instead. Do you want to say it a third time?
Next time you come down to Pennsylvania, have yourself a good time instead.
Next time you come down to Pennsylvania, have yourself a good time instead.
All right.
We can keep going.
No, that's fine.